How's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. Today's topic, I want to discuss the difference between an annuity versus a mutual fund and how to determine whether or not it may be correct for your specific situation, especially when you're gearing up for retirement. And you hear me talk about different things regarding annuities, or at least the correct type of annuities, and how you could utilize this for retirement income planning. And this is why I highly recommend annuities over mutual funds in the correct circumstance. Now, there also are some times where mutual funds can be more advantageous than annuities, and it is important to know those factors as well. Now, the best way that I typically learn is through examples. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show my most favorite annuity that I like to leverage for as a financial tool for a lot of retirees is the hybrid annuity. And I'm going to go a side-by-side comparison of a hybrid annuity with a favorable income rider. So it's a fixed index annuity with an income rider versus the mutual fund route. If you have these two separate circumstances, and let's say you're talking about $1 million and an individual's age 60 and they said, you know what, I want to retire shortly, or I want to retire in exactly 5 years. You could either place your entire bucket, throw it all in mutual funds, or you could take your entire bucket and let's just say for hypothetical purposes, we're taking that entire $1 million and we're throwing it into a hybrid annuity. Okay? The hybrid annuity already instantly has some sort of safety net over it. It has a legal reserve structure, making sure that whatever insurance company that offers that specific annuity has tiers of safety, making sure that your money is safe at all angles and making sure that the contractual guarantees that they're giving you has at least some sort of safety net underneath it. Now, with the mutual fund route, there's nothing. There is no shell over it. There's no ceiling, but there's also no floor under it. So it's just kind of floating there. Now, what happens with mutual funds is mutual funds are comprised of a mixture of stocks and bonds, meaning that an individual says, okay, I want to try to accumulate my money as much as possible. I might have this money in a 401k account. I might have it in an IRA account. I might have it just in random non-qualified account, whatever that is. But you have that money sitting in a mutual fund. Every year, their mutual fund is going to charge you a fee just to be offered into that specific plan. So what happens is with mutual funds, they come with mutual fund related fees. A typical fee is probably about 1%. Some mutual fund fees are a little bit less. Some mutual fund fees are a little bit more. But essentially, it's based upon the allocation, the mixture of the composite of stocks and bonds that make up that specific mutual fund. Maybe 60% stocks, 40% bonds. Understanding that when those specific stock companies become profitable, you could gain. Whenever, the stocks go down, then you have that safety net of the bonds that could remain consistent as well. So that is essentially why people like to utilize mutual funds rather than just going into an individual stock or an individual bond. It kind of gives them more eggs to play with. But that's not free. There is an actual fee for that. On top of it, if you're going and you go to a wealth accumulation specialist, you go to a financial advisor that specializes in mutual funds, they're going to say, okay, sit down and we're going to ask you a slew of questions of how you feel about the market. Based upon your response, that's what's going to determine which mutual funds I'm going to recommend that you go into. Well, this advice is not free. This advice, they would most likely going to charge you some sort of flat fee, maybe $500, maybe $1,000 just to sit down with them. And then on top of it, they're going to charge that person a actual percentage fee, a percentage of whatever their account is. So if you have $1 million account, and let's say that wrap fee, it's known as a wrap fee, might be 1%. So then you understand that every year, as long as your account is sitting at $1 million, that advisor is making $10,000 off of your account year by year by year. So this is an advisor fee. The third component of the mutual fund route is also the downward market loss. If you have your money placed within any sort of mutual funds, this is susceptible to a loss. You could, everything that you have in that bucket, from one year to the next could completely be reduced in half. It could be completely wiped out all the way down to $0. There's no floor. There's nothing that's guaranteed that you at least have a minimum that worst case scenario is going to hit. Your worst case scenario is that you could lose everything. So, and this was very apparent in 2008. In 2008, the average portfolio lost 57%. It's because there was no floor there. Yes, in some years they were able to gain 10%, they were able to gain 20%, but that didn't mean anything because in 2008, regardless of how much they've accumulated throughout those 20, 30, even 40 years of accumulation, in one instant, 1 year, their entire portfolio dropped over 57%. So even half of that, in 1 year, that $1 million would be less than $500,000. And that's before even taking out any money from that account. So that's a very, very real scenario, and it's a very recent scenario that occurred on why people, they're scared. They're scared about mutual funds. They're scared about the market. That's a major reason. Let's just say that in a hypothetical example, though, the market dropped 10% in a year. Very, very realistic. Well, you have not only that drop, but you also have that advisor fee that constantly is coming out. That advisor fee still stays there even if the market goes down. So sometimes you hear these advisors say, oh, well, I get paid off of how well your performance does. Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't deter the fact that your account could still crash. I mean, the person could be the nicest guy in the world. They could do all the research in the world. But if the market wants to crash, the market's going to crash. And that's where the big, big risk lies. So it doesn't matter how nice the guy says, oh, no, well, I have a vested interest. I want to make sure that I'm at least taking out my 1% on the fee off of that larger account. That is true. And advisors aren't just going to place you into something that are, that's going to crash. They're going to want to, basically have these things grow. But there's still no guarantees, regardless of how much research, regardless of how nice the advisor is, there's no guarantee that account is going to increase. On top of it, whenever you receive a loss, you receive that loss, you receive the advisor fee, and then you receive that mutual fund related fee. And those are three constant negatives. Let's say that accumulation took place. We'll pull open a new screen. And let's say after, at age 65, the person accumulated and the market went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down. And then after 5 years, you might notice that this entire account might be sitting at $950,000 or might only be sitting at $1 million. But you might be asking yourself, you say, how is that possible? My advisor kept showing me, 5% average, 5% rate of return. I thought we did so well. He's like, yeah, I understand that we had some losses in there, but I'm pretty sure that the average said that, we gained 5%. Well, this is why I don't like the concept of anything that could potentially be downward market loss, because losses hurt far worse than gains help you. And there's something that I always use as an example. I call it the My Cousin Vinny example, and it's when Joe Pesci is he's in the jail and he's talking to his cousin, and he goes to him and he says, it's nothing more than illusion, it's nothing more than a magic trick, because you're innocent. And that's the same thing. Whenever you hear returns, understand it doesn't necessarily mean real things. Returns, averages, all those different things, it's nothing more than illusion. It's nothing more than a magic trick. If I showed you an account that could gain 50, lose 50, gain 50, lose 50, gain 50, after 5 years, what did this account do? You would be sitting at a plus 50% gain. This would have averaged 10% rate of return, right? But if you actually put a value there, let's say we take your $1 million and we go off of that same scenario. You would have gained 50% up the first year. You would have lost 50 the second year, gained 50 the third year, lost 50 the fourth year, gained 50 the fifth year. Everything I would have showed you would have been up 50%. You would have averaged 10% rate of return, but yet you ended up losing $156,250 worth of value. And this is that illusion, nothing more than illusion, nothing more than a magic trick. You don't want to have any negatives, especially when it comes time for retirement. Reason being is because if you utilize those mutual fund related route, you also have the fees, and that's not even considering the fees in there. With the mutual fund related fee, you have that advisor fee that's sitting there. You have that downward market loss, which has hindered your account just by basically letting it ride. And then on top of it, you're trying to pull out income from this account. If you were sitting at $1 million, you decide, oh, I'm going to take out 4% the first year from income. You would have taken out 40,000. The mutual fund related fee would be 1%. Income you would have taken out 40,000. Let's say the downward market loss, you lost 10%, and the advisor fee was another 1%. You would have ended up losing $160,000 worth of value. And this is what you do not want to see happen. And this is why it's so vital that you do not leverage that mutual fund route in retirement. And there's no reason to. I mean, unless you only have a little bit of funds left, and you're trying to grow those funds as much as possible, and you already have your pension income, you already have those different things, then an annuity is not necessary. And mutual funds, this is more of your fund money. This is more, think of it like the casino money. Now, an annuity and a hybrid annuity in this circumstance, it doesn't have a mutual fund related fee with it. There's no mutual fund related fee. We don't charge any advisor fees on this account. There's no downward market loss onto this account. And when you're looking to take income, there's a contractually guaranteed income stream set up through the insurance company that offers that hybrid annuity. So what this looks like is, let's say you started this account at age 60, you had $1 million. Now, this is a fixed index annuity with income rider, okay? What happens is every year, think of that bucket with a lid over it and a secondary guarantee. So in one aspect, your money is going to, anytime that the market grows, you're going to receive a gain into your account. Let's say you have a 10% gain and you have a index cap of 15%. You have a 10% gain after the first year. You would have $1.1 million into your bucket. Let's say the next year it crashed. The next year it crashed. The next year it crashed. And the fourth year it crashed. Let's say the market crashed 20%, 10%, 5%, 10%. Well, you would have locked in that $100,000 gain and you would have never participated in that downward market losses. Your account would have been preserved and protected. Let's say if you had a 20% loss the first year, you would gain 0%. Let's say the next year, if it would have gained another 10%, you would gain 10%. Let's say if you lost 5%, you would gain 0%. And then if it lost 10%, you would gain 0%. So anytime that you have a gain, it's going to place it into your account, put the shell over it, and now your bucket is going to be even larger and it can't go down. Now, the reason why I like the income rider with it is because this also gives you a type of personal pension income. It takes your money, your old 401k IRA monies, and it takes it and makes it, it gives you some sort of income guarantee, just like a personal pension plan would, or a regular pension plan would. It would say, okay, I have control off of this bucket of money that's going to grow, flatline, grow, flatline, grow, flatline. It's only going to increase whenever the market, the stock market that you choose increases. But anytime that the market goes down, you're going to have that safety net of 0%. The secondary aspect, this personal pension plan income, you're going to have a computation that will provide a specific dollar amount that's saying, okay, if you're age 60, you're age 65, and you want to turn on income at you're age 60 right now, and you want to turn on income at age 65, we're going to tell you with precision what is the worst case scenario. Even if the market crashed every single year, what will we contractually guarantee you off of that contract that you set up, off of that hybrid annuity through that insurance company? And so it's very, very powerful. You could be sitting at $1.1 million after those 5 years, and then also your guarantee could be 5.5% off of a secondary account that keeps compounding with interest and interest and interest, and it's known as a calculation account. So you have different slews of income opportunities when you're leveraging that type of annuity. Now, there's different types of annuities out there. Some annuities are good, some annuities are bad. It all kind of depends upon your specific situation. But understand that if you're looking for the safety aspect, if you're looking for a fighting chance to beat inflation, where you want to increase whenever the stock market goes up and not lose anything, have that preservation. Whenever the market goes down, you're going to still gain 0%. And then, most importantly, have a lifetime income stream that either you or your spouse can never outlive. This is why I recommend that annuity route. Now, one of the things I want you guys to understand is mutual funds can very easily be the route that you go. It could be the successful route that you go. But the reason why we have a lot of national recognition, the reason why we have a lot of volume that comes into our office every single day, week, year, is because of our safe strategies. We try to make sure that if you're looking more towards a retirement income plan, why would you want to have that risk involved when you could get from point A to point B successfully, and leverage the smallest amount of dollars possible for doing that? Well, let's take that same example of $1 million. The ultimate goal should be to try to place as much money into a mutual fund as possible, because you understand that's your risk. This is going to be your fun money. This is going to be your casino. That's what I want you to look at that as. Is anytime that the market's going up, great, you're having more gains. But you do not want to risk your retirement livelihood on that specific avenue, on that specific strategy. So let's say if your dollar amount, let's say you have $1 million that's accumulated, and you say, okay, I need to have exactly $45,000 of lifetime income that I can never outlive, and I have to make sure that it comes to me. I'm age 60 right now, and I want to make sure that this money is coming to me every single year for the rest of my life, or me and my spouse's life, at age 65 with a 5-year deferral. Well, if you said I have $1 million to do that, it's not going to be $1 million to accomplish that goal. It might be $650,000. While you could then place the other $350,000 in mutual funds and have fun with that money. Leave it very liquid cash. The annuities, they serve their purpose. They serve their purpose regarding a preservation stage, regarding a safety stage, regarding that lifetime income stage. And a mutual fund, they serve their purpose regarding max wealth accumulation. If that mutual fund does very, very well, your account's going to do very, very well. If that mutual fund goes down, well, you still have that safety net by placing the X amount of thousands of dollars in the annuity, receiving that lifetime income amount, receiving that specific contractual guarantee in there. So it's very important that you understand the concept of both of these. Obviously this example was favored more heavily towards the individuals that's looking for a proper retirement, a proper safe retirement in there. But I wanted to show you the majority of mistakes that individuals make, thinking that they could get to their retirement destination successfully by putting risk in their accounts. And that's the thing, you do not need risk. If you could at least get there successfully and understand, okay, just like any diversification with the mutual fund, if you could diversify a portion of it into annuities, make sure that you at least have your lifetime income amount, and then you have those other monies meant for, okay, if the mutual fund does well that year, then you could go on an extra vacation, you could take an extra flight, whatever that is. So the ultimate goal is to try to have as much money in mutual funds as possible, but making sure that you're covering yourself. And that's one of the things that we try to educate you on. We try to make sure that you could leverage your position the best possible way, leverage the smallest amount of dollars possible to receive some sort of lifetime income stream. Make sure that it has a legal reserve structure that's protecting it. Make sure that if the markets go up, yes, you could still have gains into your account. If the markets go down, then you're never going to receive a loss into your account. You receive a gain of 0%. So you want to make sure that you have your floor. You want to make sure that you have that preservation involved. So please give our 1-800 number a call. It's 1-800-566-1002. We are nationally recognized for our retirement income planning, and we are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau because of our systematic process, because of the way that we try to have a conversation with someone, and we make sure that they're provided with the correct tools, the correct financial tools to become highly educated and know that they're going to be taken care of the right way. They're going to have access to every carrier in their specific area, and they're going to have access to proprietary strategies that majority of individuals, majority of independent agencies do not have access to. So, please, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get the most updated videos, and just try to educate yourself any which way you can, and we'll try to help you out along the way. 1-800-566-1002. Once again, my name is Derek Afasi, and I thank you very much for watching this video. Take care.